Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to an epic Game 3 of a Best of 3 series here for BTS Americas, powered by Squarespace. It is Root Gaming going against Team Unknown. And look at that, we got them to wear their appropriate uniform this time. No more tomfoolery with these crazy additional teams, no MYM and such. It is Root Gaming going against Unknown, and here we are in the ultimate Game 3 decider. No double elimination here for BTS Americas. You lose this one, you're done. Winner gets to move on forward into the safe zone of semifinals where they await their next opponent. So without further ado, I'm KotLGuy bringing you the point coverage, but I'm also joined again from my fantastic co-caster Blaze. And Blaze, here we go. Game 1, very promising for Root as they make a good turnaround comeback after that 20-minute breach. But in Game 2, you know, you got to remember it started in that draft. Team Unknown led in with the Tiny. Felt pretty confident that they were probably going to move into the Wisp thereafter. Root make the call. They're going to snag the Wisp for themselves. But it doesn't matter to Kotaro, Blaze. He ends up doing it all on his own. He gets the job done without the Wisp, and they just hammer down Root Gaming.
Yeah, very, very well executed lineup, and I think that it would be remiss for Root to not ban out the Darkseer in Phase 2 if they're up against any kind of AoE composition. It's just really strong playstyle for Unknown. They do ban out the Queen of Pain early, so maybe that's what they felt was their crux issue, because obviously if you have trouble in the laning stage against the Queen of Pain, she finds a lucky haster and starts ganking on the side lanes early, then that just facilitates the Darkseer to snowball that much harder. So no matter what, they're trying to counter out that strategy, but they let the Naga Siren and the Chen through on the side of Unknown. So Fluff and Stuff with first pick could opt for either one of those or go for the Tusk once more.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is do you pass on the Tusk? You don't pass on the Tusk. But, yeah, if the Tusk had been banned, let's say, instead of maybe the Winter Wyvern, I could foresee them maybe trying to sneak in something like that Chen, or I guess then even the Winter Wyvern by itself. But this comes with every meta, Blaze. There's only so many bans you got to start, and there's only so many good heroes out there. Still a lot of prominent options. Your Bloodseeker, hell, Undying has yet to make an appearance here. But it's back to Unknown now, and they see this Tusk move in. I really like the mobile lineup they put together last time. Made it very difficult for someone like Moo to be able to snowball in. It was something you were talking about a lot with capabilities like your Blink and your Force Staff, and being able to kind of do the Delta Split. It made it very difficult for Tusk to kind of find his own way. And Moo did struggle a bit in his off-lane laning phase in the last game. They did a good number being able to punish him, and it's probably something that Unknown could look to do here once more. So we'll see how much priority they have. Maybe we'll finally get to see the infamous Kotaro Huskar if Root Gaming don't decide to ban it out in the second phase. But they are thinking quite a bit here, Blaze, about what they should prioritize for their first pick.
Yeah, seems a little far-fetched, but it's actually possible they're worried about the Tusk techies you were talking about in Game 2. They don't have the Queen of Pain option this time around. They have to show their first phase picks. They have to show these next two picks, and Root can decide whether or not they want to pick something like techies into that, which makes for a very dangerous dual lane, as we've seen. So, yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of good heroes in the pool, and it's hard to really draft knowing the multiple heroes that can be paired with Tusk. We've seen Bounty Hunter, we've seen techies, we've seen Spearbreaker, we've seen him just go solo and do fine by himself. So Tusk doesn't really give away too much of Root Gaming strategy. It's what they put in play after the Tusk pick that really defines their draft. So Unknown, they're going into this blind. They're tapping into all of their reserve time down to 20 seconds deciding on these next two picks. And
I had to check the chat, Blaze. I'm like, did someone disconnect here? What's happening? They are sweating through this clock right now. I hope their Z-Talk didn't go disconnecting. No, he did not. Okay, he finally shows up, going through almost all of their reserve time. They have finally decided that Clockwork is the choice, Blaze, at least for their first pick.
Lion.
And a lion.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, the Earthshaker was such a critical aspect of their previous drafts. I mean, the way that we saw Z-Talk play that hero, the reactive fishers, the ones that were able to initiate a very long range and catch people off guard right when they're about to cast a spell, like the way Z-Talk plays that hero really kind of shows the structure and the backbone of what Team Unknown looked to accomplish in a game. But in this case, with it being banned out in Phase 1 along with that Queen of Pain, it really is difficult to really find what works. And I think the Clockwork line should be pretty solid. I mean, obviously, the AoE Earth Spike is going to be huge against Snowball. The Clockwork is guaranteed to have a good offlane. So all that combined together, they have ways to engage in fights, which is what was really strong about their lineup in Game 2. And they still have ways to respond with the Snowball, but with, as I mentioned, the Lion.
So we're seeing a bit of a mirror here, at least as far as pick goes for Root. They get their Tusk, and now they follow it up with the Dazzle. They make sure they ban out the Huskar. Sorry, Unknown and Kotaro fans, it looks like we will be not seeing a Huskar in this series, as is banned out here at the end. And a PL is going to be the response, something I know Monkeys Forever loves to go for when available, but not going to be happening this time here. So very serious. You can feel it from both teams, really sweating out their clocks and making sure they get the best draft possible here for Game 3. But no real game plan kind of given away. We don't know really the tempo that they're looking to push, if they're more of a sieging kind of a get up here, if they're looking to prolong it a bit further and pull it on the back of something like an AM, let's say, or someone who's looking to kind of bring into the late game. But as you pointed out before as well, you know, good support options are still there. The Naga in particular, a Shadow Demon, which they've gone to previously. Still formidable options, or even the Rubik. Very good against the clock. You know, Telekinesis, obviously, a good four-staff candidate, something that they could look to go for, and he gets some good options with, like, the Lion being there of what to steal.
Absolutely agree with you there. I feel like Rubik and Undying are probably heroes that we have yet to see that might make an appearance here. They're very powerful in these kinds of situations. But for now, it's going to be the Phantom Lancer and the Lena bands. They're really worried about Monkeys Forever getting the hero that he wants, and even, to an extent, TC, what he can accomplish in the other lanes. So Shadow Fiend is going to be the pick here for Unknown, and this is actually pretty risky because they don't have anything to cover up the Shadow Fiend easily in the mid lane. Like, they don't, I mean, they have heroes that they can pick that still play defensively to support them, but it's not your classic Earthshaker. It's not going to be nullifying gank attempts. So I would really like to see actually the Bounty Hunter come out from Root Gaming here, but obviously it comes with risk.
It certainly does. I mean, if they really, for the side of Unknown, still want to get that strong defensive support, I was going to say maybe something like an Omni Knight could still be somewhat of a viable option, but the Bloodseeker, well, he does finally show that ugly mug in game number 3, and it's going to be for the side of Root. He slips his way through that second phase of bans, and now going to be grabbed up here. This has been maybe next to Techies, a hero that most of the pros, ones I've been at least casting with, are just always like at grimace when they see pop. It's like, this hero is just so ridiculous. The way his damage has been buffed so much. You're going against him, let's say, as an offlaner. Something breaks out on the other side of the Dota world, and next thing you know, he's coming at you with a ridiculous amount of speed, a ridiculous right-click damage, and you're just getting slashed apart. And that thirst is just so good. I mean, as far as his synergy to this lineup that Root have already thrown together, by the way, I like this Rubik pick. Could be a deny pick. How do you feel about the Bloodseeker grab for Root?
I think there's 2 reasons why Bloodseeker is extremely excellent here. One of them is going to be the fact they have a Dazzle on their side. They get the Shallow Grave on the Bloodseeker, and he has that much more time to get a Blood Rage heal. If he gets that extra 5-second time period looking for a kill, looking to bathe in blood and heal himself back up, he's going to be able to turn 1 kill into 2 or 3. And just rampage across the battlefield. The other thing is because he's going to be going for a Blade Mail rush this game. So he goes like maybe a Poor Man's Shield, Power Treads, and then the Blade Mail. And this makes it so Shadow Fiend can essentially not ulti at all. If he Requiems, he's Requiem him himself in the same process, in the same breath, and that is just not going to stand. Bloodseeker is going to be riding this Shadow Fiend. It's going to be Clockwork's job to split the 2 apart.
And it ends up allowing Root Gaming to get what I like to call the dirty duo here, Zeus and Bloodseeker. That is just ridiculous. The amplified damage Zeus gets already with his ridiculous burst potential. I know TC well versed with it in that mid lane. Has a somewhat of a tough task here having to go against the Shadow Fiend, but should be able to hold his own. But when the mid game really starts breaking out, Bloodseeker gets active. Zeus thrives from it that much more. I mean, just the global presence, the Thunder God's Wrath allows Bloodseeker to get so much more. I mean, they need a quick additional move speed and damage burst. He'll be there to provide it. So all they really need to do to kind of round out the Root Gaming draft is their secondary support. So I'm predicting more of their fluff hero. Unknown onto that. They rid of the Naga. Still a lot of potential options out there. They could still go greedy with that second support. Get something like a Chen. Get something like, who knows, maybe not Enigma now that you're going against a Rubik, but some way. And for Unknown, though, they get the first pick in this order. And what is probably going to be their late gamer, their Safe Flame Farmer, potentially their Kotaro hero. What will they man up with, Blaze? It's the Ursa! Ooh. There it is! It comes out. Oh, man, I'm sure Fluff is laughing right now. Earlier in the stream, I was talking to him, and I'm like, guys, I'm feeling it in my plums. Kotaro is playing an Ursa today. And then Moo was joking like, well, then we'll just ban it every game.
Excellent.
And so now I get to laugh at his face. I hope that he won't be sad and Unknown come out on top. But the reason was because I saw him play. I mean, everyone was banning, obviously, the Huskar against Kotaro. And eventually, and it was on Radiant side, he just pulled out the Ursa, and he just got everything he wanted. He had a beautiful laning phase, went right to the jungle, got a fast Midas. Went right for the Blink Dagger, and there was just no stopping him, man. Eventually snuck into the Roche. You know, even on Radiant side where you think it'd be a bit trickier, he got it done. So I'm looking forward to this, man. They're looking to pull out all the stops here for the last and final game.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential with the hero if he gets a good early Blink Dagger out, able to make the right jump, able to focus the right target. For example, Zeus, as awesome as he may be and able to barrage his opponents with massive spells, this hero is absolutely useless if an Ursa is suddenly on top of him. Like, Force Staff and Ghost Scepter will be must-have items for Zeus here, and even that might not be enough if the Ursa can really close the distance he wants to. So, with the right tools of initiation, you get a Clockwork Hook and you blink inside the cogs on somebody, that person is absolutely dead. They will try to mitigate some of this damage, get the Skywrath Mage out, get some good slows, get another Force Staff pickup most likely, but and this Ursa could be very scary. It really comes down to who snowballs harder, the Bloodseeker or the Ursa.
This is going to be crazy. It's definitely, from what I saw last time, a different kind of Ursa than we're used to kind of seeing. Not like your, Korok Ursa from now Team Archon. Kotaro has his own way of playing these manly kind of heroes. I'm looking forward to a spectacular show here as we get into Game 3 action. Game 3 hype here of this best of 3 for BTS Americas, powered by Squarespace. It's Team Unknown going against Root. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Loser, their BTS Americas journey will end here. I'll lead out introductions on your Radiant side. We got Team Unknown here, who will start out with a casual pause. It's Kotaro Hayama, the one and only, the legend himself. He's going to be playing your Ursa, only sporting a one-shared Tango Blaze. Interesting. Is he going for a Bottle Rush?
There's so many ways he can go with this. It could be the Bottle Rush. He gets a Banner Rune, boom, bottle. Could be considering, and like you said, if he goes for a Midas, he probably wants it as quickly as possible. Could actually literally naked rush a Midas. So the hero is that scary in the lane that Tusk doesn't want to get anywhere near that nonsense. And so if he gets a feel for that, he's going to be able to rush it out quickly because he has that much support behind him. He might just straight go for it. And then obviously the boots and the blink is an option. So if he was going boots, he'd probably have it by now. So I'm actually feeling that bottle is most likely. And then he'll probably max the Earth Shock. But you never know. While normally you see maybe like a movement controlling build, like a phase boots over Venom, if he wants to spam his spells with the bottle, that would work fine too.
And here we go. Right behind our Kotaro Hayama Ursa, his backstaff, if you will. Excel is going to be playing the Lion. We got Z-God, a.k.a. Z-Tak. He's going to be playing your Rubik. Takane, moving on in with a Shadow Fiend. They get a catch on the Moo here early, and they're going to get first blood. And of all the people to get it, Kotaro grabs it up. Now Root moving on in. They want to get some sort of redemption, but they're not going to be able to. Oh, no. Heartbreaking for Root right now. They went into this jungle with a vengeance to get some wards down on these side camps and pulls, and maybe hoping for a roll forward into a first blood themselves, but they actually get caught. But finishing out the rest of the roster lineup here. Actually, I might have already got it covered. I did. Oh, the Clockwork. Little Ishno here, who played a stellar Darkseer in the last game. He's going to be playing a Clockwork up here in the off lane.
Definitely. Has a lot of potential in that hero too, but I just feel like that misplay was a little bit too far forward from the Tusk. He really wanted that Shallow Grave to come out. He wanted to bait them into it. Actually going to be maybe an Ice Shard's kill here onto Axel. Yeah, he has nowhere to go, so he's going to be killed off, and that's going to be now the first kill on the board for Root, but in the meantime the Dazzle's down to 4 Fury Swipes against him, will be finished off by Kotaro, and in the meantime the Rubik does fall to the Skywrath. So very interesting exchanges happening here, but yeah, I think overall Moo's position there, he was trying to bait it so that he dropped down to 1 HP, and in setting up the Blood Right from the Bloodseeker by getting Unknown to all clump up, he would just walk away suavely with the Shallow Grave at 1 HP. But the Shallow Grave didn't come out in time, and that mispositioning just ever so slightly does cost them the first blood. Now things have evened out a little bit. The first bounty rune going to Zeus and Shadow Fiend, and now the kill score evened up 2-2.
I don't know how Ishino's going to be feeling about this matchup. I'm sure not that good. Clockwork not faring the best against your Bloodseeker. He can occasionally cog him back, but Monkeys Forever should be able to hold his own, continuing to just any harassment he takes, he should be able to get that right back with any sort of right-click takedown on any of these creeps as he continues to farm up. But Ishino will do his best, rockets him back, tries to keep him at bay. But the nice thing for him is that he's not going to get opposed from the lane, at least for now, so he'll get easy CS work and of course, all that free, delicious XP to kind of build up and get straight to that hook shot. Bottom lane, though, is where the action's going to be happening as I continually check it on out. The trifecta lineup here with your Skywrath Mage, Dazzle, and Moo on his Tusk. Could get proactive themselves, but it's not going to be easy. They're just trying to make sure Kotaro doesn't have the easiest time ever getting his own bits of farm. But it looks like they're going to make an audible call here, Blaze. Oh, man, they're looking to go for Moo. Telekinesis follow-up right into a snowball here. They're looking to draw him back. Does Kotaro go back in? No! Follow-up, Ice Shards gets the slash right there. Kotaro secures another one for himself. And now it's Fluff on the run. Kotaro juking and jiving through the trees, trying to get a hold of him here. Body blocks come out from Z-Talk, but not going to be enough. Not enough time either for a new telekinesis, so Fluff will be able to make his escape. But Team Unknown scrapped together another kill, and this was all at the same time an audible call where they switched Lion now up to this top lane to help out Clockwork, who gets in, gets off of Cogs. They're looking for Monkeys here, waiting out and holding. He's only level 1, so doesn't have the Hex quite yet. Doesn't need it, though. Battery Assault's going to get the finishing blow right here. Team Unknown get a kill on bottom, and now on the top lane, push ahead 4-2.
Invisibility.
Very nicely done there. I actually think that the Tusk missed an opportunity there where Moo could have actually just snowballed to a Radiant Creep, and then he wouldn't have had to chase the Ursa all the way back into death. But in the end, yeah, they just they lose their life there on bottom, and giving more fuel to the Ursa's fire. He's going to be looking really scary. Poor man's shield, and now the Invis Rune looking for more blood. And yeah, this Clockwork is now going to have an okay time dealing with this Bloodseeker. He's got a level advantage. He is out of mana at the moment, so has to watch that, but I mean, he's feeling a lot better now that the Lions come to aid, and actually going for the mana drain here. He's looking to just continuously fuel himself and allow him to spam his spells more actively, and actually might find a kill onto TC here. Oh, what a pickup with the Invisible Ursa.
Oh, man, now he could lose his own life. Oh, bumps up a Magic Wand, survives, as Monkeys decides instead to go for Excel, gets that easy kill. I don't know, could have made the call to jump on forward. Maybe he assumed Kotaro would have been brought down from that last little right click, but Kotaro lives, stumbles his way back to the fountain. They do end up getting the one-man trade to support down, but they did lose the mid lane right there, TC, who has to come right back into his mid lane action. Still not a strong start. Clockwork taking over Blaze, 19 and 4 CS in this off lane, and now he's the one in trouble. Just as I'm getting ready to kind of praise him, the caster curse comes through, and well, Fluff shows up. And, okay, Cog, bump back, bottles up a bit, gets caught with the blood right, and will get popped right there with one last right click from Fluff. And Root on their way to try to even this game back up, now at a 5-4 position.
Ooh, TC in a good position to get the rune up top. Shadow Fiend really wanted it, but Fun is right there to deny it to him, and actually skills up the early point in Poison Touch. Sometimes you don't offer the skill point at all, but he gets it. Actually, down bottom, there will be some damage on a Moo, but he'll be able to snowball himself to safety and just allow Ursa to keep farming. Now, the question is, do Phase Boots come out, or does Taro go for this straight Blink? I know he wants a Blink this game, but it's just about the timing that he looks to find it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Or he does what he did last time and just go right for a frickin' Midas. I don't know. He already has a smoke.
I think Roche, actually. I think he's going Morbid Mass Smoke into Roche.
Uh-oh, top lane, Excel in trouble. And, oh, Bloodseeker dancing around the battery assault blockage and the cog wall here. They're going to turn it right around. Beautiful takedown of Monkeys forever. Fluff looking to move in and finish off what had been started. He's just trying to get a connection with an Arcane Bolt if necessary. He can't, he has to use it there. The bottle comes up, but it's going to cost him his own life, and a double kill for Ishino on this Clockwork. Bottom lane, they're moving in for Moo. Moo in trouble. Moo goes down. A mega kill streak already for Kotaro Hayama on this Ursa. Now he forced to walk back in a way that Dazzle looking to move into Z-Talk. Z-Talk very low, pops his own wand. Fun sees the roar come out from Kotaro, but here comes Monkeys, tries to man up. Ooh, doesn't want to take this fight, decides to double back, now moves in, they get the finishing kill. TC helps out. Thunder God's Wrath will come through and finish off the Rubik. Root Gaming scrapped together another couple of kills for themselves at the expense of Moo, and well, lo and behold, TC already on the move to the top lane. They get their own kill. Moo work. Try to get Ishino here. Will they get him down? They will. Gets bopped. And Fluff picks that one up. What a bloodbath of a game already, Blaze. 9-8 at 5 minutes and 40 seconds into this one.
Yeah, you knew when you saw these picks that they were just going to be rolling for kills and looking to just do massive damage and get their crazy kill counts, get their momentum behind them. But I actually didn't expect it to be this dramatic. And it's actually really big that they got the Ursa kill, because you look at his play now, and he's going straight for Roshan. He's got the smoke from the courier, the Morbid Mask from the side shop, and he's going to be looking for a play into the pit. But the real question is, does he deny this rune? He doesn't know whether or not the Dire have vision here, and if they can pick up that rune for themselves, they can upset the Roshan. So we'll see. It's a very risky move, but he'll try for it. Here, only at level 4, going for the Roshan.
Monkeys is nearby. Hey, free invis, and he goes right into that Roche, Blaze, believe it or not. How's it going? There's a rupture. There's a blood right. Kotaro goes into man mode. We'll have to soak in that blood right. Meanwhile, TC gets a kill, but we'll keep the action here. Telekinesis into a couple of swipes, but the Grave going to keep him alive. Now will he get the kill to get that life back? That's the question. One more chop. He got it. He gets the kill. He will end up losing his own life, but because he didn't get any life back, it's an easy return fire right there. Somehow, this ended up as a 3 for 2 as TC brings down the pain elsewhere in the world. We now all of a sudden have an even game on our hands, Blaze, 11-11.
Yeah, the Blood Rage actually dispelled 3 seconds before the kill, and that means that Blood Rage Seeker doesn't get healed up. But there was a pretty interesting, another 1-for-1 on mid. Shadow Fiend is now down to, is KD at 0, 2, and 3. The Zeus at 4, 2, and 2. So just crazy exchanges happening everywhere. A lot of heroes with more damage than health. And you're seeing the end result is 11-11 on your kill score. But the Roshan will still be negated as Bloodseeker scouted that out. And I think that's the main thing the Team Unknown are looking for, is to control the pit, to find opportunities to get that early on. Because if they can get an Aegis on the Ursa and follow that up with maybe like a Blink, you know that Kotaro is going to be using that to dive towers very aggressively.
Wu returns back to bottom to aid Fun a bit, so they can add some pressure on the Kotaro so he can't have the easiest time. He'd already been faltered a bit just trying to sneak in that Roche. Now I'll have to wait on that a little bit longer. And we'll continue to go back to work. Gotta say, love the work here for Ishno on his Clockwork, looking to put together the Blade Mail. Love this grab against this lineup. Typically, you kind of jump in, you pop your cogs, and you could be your own target for a bad Mystic Flare. And as Ayama does go down the bottom lane, it's hard to really go into a thought elsewhere because these teams just do not want to stop fighting. And now Mu, looking to dive, gets pulled back. Oh, and it forces a miss from the hook shot. Ishno has to go into Battery Assault instead. Gets silenced up from Fluff. Fluff goes to Z-Talk, decides to double back. Now Mu going to get bumped back in a way. They're looking to kite as much as possible. Excel now shows up, looks to move in. He does not have his level 6 yet, still level 5, which is a Hex and a stun. Now they might have to force to be in a defensive position behind the tower. TC even looking to get involved. Tries to scout them out with the Thunderbolt. Doesn't see anyone there, but the pressure is still on. And finally, the retreat comes out, or does it? Now they move back in. They want Fluff. They get that kill rather easily. Excel just sets it up with the stun and the pullback on the move right into the cogs. It will force him back and get bumped. Steps in, gets the Walrus Punch, gets the kill, but immediately goes down there after the Ishno, who's now on a killing spree. Here comes Monkeys jumping on in. Leads out the Rupture. It's for Ishno here, and they quickly claim that killing spree bounty right back into the pocket of TC. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually the fight they should take right there. We're going to see Takane get the tower in mid, but the big thing I noticed is that the entire time that fight was going on bottom, Ursa was just farming the jungle. Didn't have any intention of joining that fight, and whether or not he communicated to that team, that was very clear. The Ursa was not involved. It was going to be only 3 heroes down bottom, and I guess they thought they could hold the line by themselves, but that Bloodseeker changes the odds a little bit, and yeah, he's just finding kills everywhere. 2, 3, and 4 now. The Blade Mail is almost up for him at about when the Clockwork has just completed his, and that just means that it's going to be even more of a slugfest from these bruisers.
Oh, here's Mu again. Hey, how's it going? And, well, get a couple of back scratches right there from Kotaro. Kotaro has to wait as he's blocked out. Continues to isolate him in his place with a Walrus Punch. Now they look to over to engage, but at the same moment, Ishno looking to jump on in for Monkeys. Gets the hook shot, gets the kill. Debuting his Blade Mail before even Monkeys has his own. Gets the quick snipe, and now comes trouble. Excel moves in, gets the Hex on the move. Mu in a bit of trouble right here. Gets the heal from Fun. Fun, no mana for the Grave, and no Soul Ring here. Now they go into Snowball. Uppercut onto Ishno. Looks like Fun is stuck in a rut. Does get the Grave off in time. TC shows up. They look to make a go. Ishno going to go down in exchange for Fun. At the same moment, Kotaro also going to get dropped and finished off. Z-Doc, able to find a little pocket to TP away from trouble, but now they see Excel. Excel looking to go for his own TP. Not going to happen. Mu connects with a Ice Shards and will get the kill there. This ends up being a 3-for-1 trade. Advantage for Root Gaming. Still, one hell of a scrappy brawl breaking out here. 15-17 before the 11-minute mark.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the Shadow Fiend just ignoring the fight entirely, pushes through the mid lane, takes the he already took the tier 1, was putting some damage in the tier 2, finishes his mechanism, and even scares off a TP by just charging up the Requiem in case they finish it. So, all in all, a lot of damage done by Takane, but it looks like they will be able to take the tower down bottom now. Hookshot onto the Sky Wrath, he'll be caught inside the Snowball, going right onto Z-Talk and bringing him down. Now, it's Ishno that's in some trouble without the Blade Mail available, he'll be nuked down. And that is going to give the kill advantage here to Root.
Well, it's a big price to pay for trying to save a tier 1. Even their Shadow Fiend looking to get involved in case they survived a bit longer, but not going to be the case. Uh-oh, Kotaro, I don't know if you want to go there. That's where trouble was. Looking to move in, just farm up some neutrals.
Oh, they saw him too, I think.
Did they see him?
Maybe just walk. Like, if you look at dire vision, like, there is just this line of fog right where he wrapped around the corner. So they actually don't know he's there.
Oh, just kind of hugging those trees helps him out. They're looking to converge his set onto this mid lane. They know this little Shadow Fiend has been trying to keep his hands clean, not getting too involved in these fights, and they're looking to change that out. Nope, they see Z-Talk. They see the Rubik. They see the kill, and they get that kill. Moo! All of a sudden dominating at this point. I feel like at one point someone's got a killing spree, and then they get bopped 2 times, and then they get a new killing spree. This is out of control, Blaze. Now they're moving down this mid lane, looking to break down this tier 1. After already bringing down the tier 1 bottom lane, they get to control more of this map, especially with a unknown lineup where they would love to get Roche themselves. Just continues to get less easy for them.
Yeah. Some really good plays overall from both sides. I mean, a lot of great aggression, a lot of great kills. Maybe even finding one here onto Kotaro as they swoop into the jungle. Yeah, they should be finding him out all by his lonesome. It's going to be on the clockwork to hook and Cog, but it's already too late, so he'll be going down. But yeah, I think that both teams are playing this really well, but there's one individual that I think has made a few too many misplays, and that's Z-Talk. The one that I think is one of the best South American support players you can find is really been off on the Rubik. Like, he had Shadow Wave level 3 stolen from the Dazzle, and there was a time where he could have used it so very effectively to keep his allies sustained and set up the Ursa for a kill or two, but instead he goes for Fade Bolt, exhausts his entire mana pool, and then spell steals the Arc Lightning trying to get Thunder God's Wrath. That was the bottom lane team fight. And in this most recent one, he trades Arc Lightning for just like a level 1 Blood Rage, trying to steal the Blood Right from the Seeker. His timing is just slightly off, and honestly, I think that Shadow Wave level 3 is probably one of the best steals you can have in this kind of back and forth, HP bars flying everywhere type game.
Not just the heal, the damage it could dish out with how congested these fights have been as well. Everyone just kind of getting at full attention. But now we're actually seeing what feels like the calmest period of the game so far. They quickly realize they need to be able to get a bit more ammunition before they break into these fights, more so for side of Unknown and their support staff here. Only Tranquil still in the hand for Excel as he tries to, I imagine, go down the greedy road and picking up a Blink Dagger. He'll need a bit more time after completing the Blade Mill Ishino, looking to build into a 4-staff, it looks like here. Sees Moo, Moo sees him, goes a snowball, goes an uppercut, and oh my god! The amplified damage coming out from that little Ancient Seal, and TC's Thunder God's Wrath brings him down near death, but he will survive, not for long, or will it be? No, it will not. Oh. Moo sees the TP, or not Moo, but Fluff sees the TP, drops down the Mystic Flare, and they get the kill. Excel also going down the mist to the hands of Moo, and they clear on a Tier 1 tower. Root Gaming, it's a clutch match for them, and they're aware of it. 23 for them to the 15 of Unknown. They clear out another tower, and they're going to take this party now up to the top lane, it looks like.
Yeah, it just seems like Root have all the momentum behind them. I mean, the cores of Unknown are terrified of fighting. Kotaro's been farming the jungle every chance he can get. Shadow Fiend's been pushing, at least to get the mechanism, which is quite understandable. That item's huge for this kind of a game. But really, it just seems like Kotaro's out of his comfort zone. He had a very clear shopping list and a very clear game plan for how this game would progress over these first 15 minutes, and I don't think he's lived up to his own standards. Like, he's far behind. He's looking to just keep farming and find that next item, whether it's a little bit more tankiness or more likely that Blink Dagger.
Fluff has a higher net worth than Kotaro does at this point in the game.
Yeah.
He's loaded, man. Arcane boots, he's got a buckler, he's got a Vite booster. This ain't no frail, flimsy Skywrath mage anymore that even this Ursa could take quick advantage of. Because
and you see what he's building?
He's going for...
he's actually going for the Crimson Guard. This is actually one of my favorite weird pickups for Skywrath Mage. He's so damn squishy and susceptible to physical damage, but they've already got the mech on Tusk. They want the Crimson Guard to be able to deal with all these, any and all right clicks coming in from Unknown.
Such a good tool to have for such a ballsy kind of lineup that Unknown have been throwing forward. It certainly will help mitigate a lot of that damage. So yeah, I don't fault him for it, and probably one of the few times we'll ever see it complete on Skywrath Mage. Sure wish we had a stats man to kind of look up the exact number, if not the first time, because I certainly have never seen it. I know you have it, but Blaze, let's be frank, sometimes you can be a mad scientist yourself, but we'll see if it works.
Dude, I actually built it last week in a pub, but obviously
Nice.
that's a different scope of game.
Well, we'll see if it works here for Fluff. Now Unknown kind of on the move here, looking to get some wards down. They scout out, they get the top river pretty much clear at this point. No Root are nearby. TC's got his Bloodstone, he's already got an extra charge on it. About 1,400 gold save up. Kotaro able to throw together that Blink Dagger now. We'll see if he can be able to get it to use here. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Takani's going to get connected with a concussive shot. Forced his zone back a bit. Moo clears out the wave. And I don't know if he wants to hang around too long here. Again, I'm not too sure, actually. I think they could take advantage in this fight. They're both just kind of eyeballing each other for now. As they have their obs in the woods, they feel a bit more comfortable. Kind of lurking around a bit.
And just a quick look over at Dead Dota shows there has actually not been a competitive Crimson Guard on Skywrath Mage ever. So.
World's first!
Easy.
World's first Crimson Guard. He actually looks like has it done here. The ring of health in his stash. Nicely played, Fluff. World's first. I love it. Debut here as he'll take that Crimson Guard hopefully into Victoryville here for Team Root. Unknown in a position where they're in this mid game, at least, it starts to go through somewhat their backs against the wall at this point. Kotaro looking to play catch-up. Finally gets that blink, but that's the only thing he's been able to throw together since that early Morbid mask grab when he was hoping to get that Roche. But that dream is long gone. They better hope for a serious team wipe to be able to kind of move in and finish that job. I don't see it happening in the foreseeable future. TC shows himself mid lane. Just a simple Arc Lightning handover. Nothing too serious. But I think Root Gaming just kind of playing this game in the way they would like, because all the meanwhile, Monkey's Forever is going to continue to farm up. He's got a Yasha, he's got over 1k gold saved up, and he's just going to go with work in the top lane, but the rest of the Root Gaming squad, they're going to smoke up and head into unknown territory.
Yeah. So we're going to see them make their move here. If they can get Kotaro before he blinks, that would be immense. They're actually just going to blink him first, and that's going to enable them to force this fight. Now catching him with the Ice Shards, he's going to have to pop and rage very soon, and Lion already dead before he can cast a spell.
Okay, they're moving in. A pullback from Moo. Yeah, Lion gets out immediately. They can't quite get the pullback. A stolen snowball as they move on forward. Brian left alive with a shallow grave, but the Dazzle's going to go down. Brian there after a 2-for-2 trade. TC looking to engage. Here comes Monkey. Here he comes. My God. Usain Bolt here running on forward. Has his eyes on the prize with the snowball in hand. They just chunk on in. And that's what I call the high five to Jesus with that uppercut. Comes crashing right back down, and it's a 4-man drop on the side of Team Unknown. It costs only the supports for Root Gaming. Beautiful cleanup work coming out from Monkeys Forever. A fight Root Gaming knew they could take, and they finished strong.
Yeah, very, very well played from Root there. Just opening up aggressive with the Tusk, knowing that they could follow up on it, and they have all the items to do this with. This is just a really good game for them. They have the items behind them. Now they're going to have the levels, and they should be looking to press a tier 2 or at least Roshan very, very shortly. I mean, they're getting all their cooldowns up quickly. The big thing is that their longest cooldown is, I think, like about 90 seconds here. So they're able to just take fight after fight after fight and just stay very involved. So that's, I mean, the good mentality to have when you're looking to snowball, you're looking to continue to find kills. And like I said, they have the items for it. 100 gold from Skywrath Mage's Crimson Guard. And essentially, the way to parallel this build is in a game where you're purely defensive and you're constantly afraid of getting nuked down by Ursa or by like Finger of Death, you have two options: either Glimmer Cape plus Ghost Scepter or the Crimson Guard. Obviously, one makes you nearly invulnerable to these for a short span. The Crimson Guard is a more team-wide buff that gives you a better raw HP pool. So in this case, going to give him some nice block for the Bloodseeker to just get that much more YOLO.
Now they will get it down. Oh, Ishino comes a little too late. They quickly force Staff out from trouble. Fluff gets a really preemptive grave for this. They look to ball on in. Moo goes right for Takani. Takani gonna pop off his BKB, looking to turn back. Now Moo on the retreat. They head right back towards the pit, using the bit of darkness there to kind of help disperse the fight a bit. A stolen snowball charges in with Takani right into a Requiem, and it just annihilates Moo. Moo's going to be going down. Monkeys Forever hexed up, able to bump out from the Cog. That's going to be their Aegis now expended. Meanwhile, Fluff is going to get slaughtered from Kotaro. Kotaro thinks about moving in, but a Blood Right and the return here. TC goes on in, does not have the advantage of the amplified damage. Beautiful two-man stun, but it's too late to save Kotaro. And look at Monkeys go, hustling on forward. What a telekinesis back. Is that enough to save him? It will be. Lion's able to make it out, but Z-Talk, my man, I think you might have just sacked yourself for this. Or is he a Juke Lord here? Okay, goes into Snowball, and goes probably into death. Can he get fun? He got fun! He got fun down in trade. Oh, hook shot gonna miss. That could have connected on the Monkeys, and that could have been another kill there. But that's not going to be happening. Now 30 to 20, 50 kills at about 20 minutes into this one. And this time, it's actually Root Gaming who lose the most of it. I mean, I guess if you do factor in that Aegis grab, this is just still Very high octane of a game. I can't believe it here at this point. But Root Gaming are going to get the benefit of being able to take down the Roshan to get that extra bit of a purse. They had that extra life, which they certainly needed in that fight. I don't know. Unknown don't feel like they're in as much of a jam as Root Gaming was in Game 2. There's still enough space for them to kind of pull out a strong fight back. But it's going to take a lot of effort here, man. Well, Kotaro Hayama, he's got an Ogre Club here, Blaze. What are we looking at? Is it a BKB kind of a grab? I mean, Skywrath Mage can dish out some serious punishment. It might be the smart choice.
Yeah, he absolutely has to have a BKB, because the next item I would almost guarantee for Monkeys Forever is going to be a Heaven's Halberd. Like, it's the perfect item for Monkeys Forever. He just finished his S and Y. To summoning that into Halberd would be so huge against the Ursa pre-BKB. So he's got to rush that item out, or he's going to be nuked down by all the magic damage, and he's going to be disarmed.
Oh, top lane, jump in, uppercut, and that is why you need a BKB. But it didn't matter. He was just caught off so fast. I don't think he would have been able to do anything about it. I mean, I guess having a BKB for just the extra hit points could have helped you survive, but my God, there's not much you can do there. That is just a hit and run. If I ever saw one, Kotaro going to be going down, and his team now forced to put attention towards his top lane because the inevitable push from Root Gaming could be coming here from the northern side.
Monkeys Forever is going to go for one more pickup before that, though. The BKB is actually pretty important here because the tactic I'll talk about in the draft. Oh, Walrus Punch on a creep. Not going to get the initiation they wanted. And Takane turns it around hard. Nice snowball away. And the mech, as well as the Shadow Wave, heals him right back up. Now a snowball, but where does he go? Right onto TC. We still see Z-Talk in a really bad spot, and he will be gunned down.
Yeah, that's not how you use a snowball properly, but he got the snowball, I guess. Unfortunately, he hands over his own life with it. And with that could be the tier 2, will be the tier 2. I honestly thought Moo was going down right there, but somehow just slips away back to safety after a misplay there with the Walrus Punch. He is still in a good spot. They clear out the tier 2, and it looks like they're just going to go right down that potential checklist here, Blaze. Maybe tier 2 mid lane could be next on the list for them. Or how confident are they about maybe moving to this high ground? We'll see. Weave is ready to go. They get their mana back in order. And they're just kind of thinking about it, at least for now.
Yeah, it's a little difficult, though. The Shadow Fiend with the BKB is actually something that they're not prepared to deal with fully. The Walrus Punch is nice, but they usually want to use that on, like, the Ursa or just to initiate. So, generally speaking, the Shadow Fiend is going to be free to cast and free to fight in that BKB, and that tactic I talked about in the draft with the Blade Mail and Monkeys Forever running up to the Shadow Fiend during Requiem no longer works thanks to the Black King bar. So Takane is actually a real threat in the fights, but oh my gosh, another easy pickup here. The Lion, as exposed as you can get under the Observer Ward and with just a full army hiding in the trees.
Yeah, you came to the wrong neighborhood. And what he thought was a safe area, he moves in, confidently even stuns down a creep wave, trying to burst it down quick so he can leave. That doesn't matter. He had Fluff waiting in the wings, and everyone just kind of popped on out all of a sudden. A Moo, Tusk, and he's dead. And now Root Gaming pull back after they had their watch post for a while and got that kill. Looks like just a separation of farm here before they eventually do decide to strut towards these tier 2 towers. For the side of Unknown, Kotaro is going into overtime right now in this jungle, just trying to put together the farm, get this BKB, in hopes that that could be the comeback factor for his team.
Definitely. I mean, it's not going to be without its counters, but it's what he needs to try to pull back ahead.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, you get a good setup with the Clockwork. You blink into the cogs with your BKB on. I'd say you can get a number of kills to start the fight, and maybe a couple of Root will escape, but at least you'll stop their momentum. But we see that momentum going right to the mid lane where Takane doesn't even get the BKB or mechanism off with that initiation from Moo.
That combo is so good that regardless of BKB or not, it don't matter. One easy and quick Walrus Punch into a beautifully set up Mystic Flare, and there is not going to be much room to recover at that point. And as you see, I mean, Shadow Fiend gets bopped. No BKB can even be used in time. It still has its 9 seconds. And with Shadow Fiend out from the picture for about 35 seconds without a buyback, here comes Root Gaming now, knocking on the mid-front door. And they're going to get as much damage as they can onto this tier 3. They could taste the victory. They could taste those semifinals. Will Unknown let them get there? It's on them for a strong defense. Kotaro is back inside the baselines. He's looking to head back to his base. Does not have enough money, obviously, for that BKB yet. Ishino, Clockwork, waiting on the side. Could decide to bump him back with the cogs. But it's Root Gaming's game to lose at this point. Still very early to say it, only 26 minutes in. You're looking at a net worth lead of over 12K. In a very strong spot. Even more so for the XP, my goodness. 14K for XP.
And I mean, I don't even think that amount of effort Unknown have to go to kill a target that has the other 4 heroes behind him is just immense. The fact that there's a Glimmer Cape going to be coming out on the Skyrash shortly. Of course, there's still the Shallow Grave and the Glimmer Cape on Fun. The fact that Zeus has 18 Bloodstone charges. None of that is measured by gold or experience, and all of it is allowing them to take full control of the map.
Ooh, they want Excel.
Oh, they're going deep, though.
And Takane, I don't know if he expected that. All of a sudden, he's just welcomed from the Root Gaming Group. Pops his BKB and dies. Oh man, Monkey just moves in. He was not ready for that one. Excel just brought in trouble through the front door. And Root Gaming are just looking to make this their home. Now they make a jump on the Moo, who's going to get the early grave. Looks to move back. Monkey's Forever joins him in tandem, and they're going to try to muscle down the bear. Now he's going to be forced to wait on his ultimate as they both snowball up. Can they get the burst? They can. They bring him down. Double kill for Monkey's Forever. They quickly wipe out 3, and they're looking to make a big move onto this tier 3 if possible. If not, they could always double back. The Roche going to be up in a few moments' time, or that's a secondary timer, but regardless, it's time to make a move into the racks. Tier 3 now eating big, chunky damage, as we always see from your Bloodseeker. And now they grave up defensively. This is going to be big
This is a Glimmer Cape, 2 points in null field of Rubik that loses half his health to the Arc Lightning and Lightning Bolt of the Zeus. This Blood Rage on Zeus, it just allows him to do so much, and he has an unlimited mana pool with the Bloodstone. Now the Octarine Core online, he'll be life-stealing or spell vamping off of these abilities, and that just makes him just the killing machine. Like, literally a killing machine. And there goes the Rubik.
I mean, he was like, I could stay and die to Bloodright or just run and die, and he chooses to run. Now they move in. Clockwork makes his jump, but a quick counter snowball, and the machine is going to be put into a bucket of rust. Root Gaming taste victory here, as now a forced buyback even has to come out from the clock. Ishno looking to re-engage here. Takane. Look at the damage that TC is able to do!
So insane.
That's ridiculous! Now has 24 Bloodstone charges on his Zeus, putting to good work that fancy Lightning Bolt Immortal. In the mid lane now, put into rubble. They go right for the top. It looks like Root Gaming on the verge to moving into the next round, and for Unknown, the beginning of the end for their BTS America's run.
I mean, this Zeus ulti is hitting for 500 damage without an Aghanim Scepter. Like, it's just absurd how much TC can do to the entire enemy team, and in such a quick succession. They actually can't get close. Look at his position. He's like, come at me. I am literally a god right now, and you can't do shit about it.
Okay, he does get caught telekinesis. Maybe got a little too arrogant there. They're going to move on to him. He does get the grave. He eats a finger, and now they reconverge. The counter fight is still too good, and they can't finish him, and TC bops his way, Mario Brothers and all, back to the tower, and the game has been called. It is Root Gaming who will be advancing into the semifinals of BTS Americas. What a show. What a game, man. Entertaining nonetheless.
Absolutely. Yeah, Root just really were able to execute extremely well with this lineup. Picked the Bloodseeker in the perfect situation, knowing exactly what they were getting into. The Queen of Pain and the Shadow Fiend, 2 very common mid-heroes, are countered by this Bloodseeker in 2 different ways, the Blade Mail Rush versus the Rupture play, and the fact that they were able to kind of control the Ursa in the safe lane, where he started to get a couple kills for the first few minutes and started to be looking pretty good, but at the end of the day, they thwart his first Roche attempt, and he invested heavily in that Morbid Mask. If he has phase boots, he can kind of fight. He can kind of get in and out, and he can choose to actually put some right clicks in. But when he goes for the Morbid Mask, he needs that Roshan dearly that he wasn't able to get it. So in the end, Unknown can't get their feet underneath them with the Ursa, and the Shadow Fiend, farmed as he may be, was just insufficient with that really cool combo of the Blink Walrus Punch.
A good aggressive showing there at the end from Team Unknown. They give Root a run for their money into a Game 3 stretch, but unfortunately, they will have to depart. We send them the best, as they will be finishing their BTS Americas run, and we look forward now to see Root hopping into the next round. I can bring up the bracket for you all right now, and you can see they will be moving to the lower half. At the top, you see Complexity and Champions of Summoner's Rift. Root Gaming now moving in that semifinal spot. Well, they will await the winner of Not Today going against Team Archon. That matchup will be happening, I believe, on the 15th. It's been rescheduled. So there is going to be 2 days off from BTS America's action. But when we return, we're going to get right into semifinal action. And then we're only 2 series away from the grand finals. And what team is going to be walking away with the biggest prize of that 10K prize pool? So it has been a pleasure for you today, folks, casting all this insane action. I'm KotLGuy. Hit me up on my Twitter, of course, at KotLGuy, and for my fantastic co-caster Blaze, hit him up on his Twitter at BlazeCasting. With that said, props and shoutouts again to Squarespace, the easy website building where you can do it without coding. They've been helping us fund this tournament. And, of course, G2A.com, Alpha Draft, in conjunction with Face It Pro League. Guys, a pleasure as always. Look out for the rebroadcast here and catch all the VODs over on the Beyond the Summit YouTube channel. But we're signing out for now. We'll see you next time for more BTS America's action. Take care.